Hi guys, today on Practice Strokes, I'm going to share with you how to take and make an American Beauty rose, which is a different way of shading and a different color combination than you would normally think. So I want you to think this whenever you're painting a color that you need a deep color, deeper than the apple red that we're going to use. I'm using multi-surface paint. All right, there's different labels for multi-surface, but it gives you a satin finish. It goes on to wood, metal, ceramic, mirrors, many surfaces, okay? So let me share with you what's going to happen here. I'm going to use my 3/4 inch flat as I'm stroking this rose. And I want to share with you that this is apple red. So it's a bright red, not cardinal or engine red. It's apple red. This is sap green for my dark. Now, I learned this through oil painting. Not that I'm an oil artist, but they would get their roses and the depth using greens, which surprised me. Now, I've tried black before to shade the darkness. And what you will not believe, I'm going to show you both, but with the sap green, you will not see that it's green, which is pretty amazing. You could use a burnt umber, and that would give you a different shading. I've always tried berry wine, but berry wine didn't give it deep enough. So I'm excited to share with you something that will help you doing other shading that you want to do. All right, so I have dampened my brush, and I'm going to dip into the sap green and work in lots of apple red. All right, so, all right, now look, I don't think I got enough of my water out of my brush, so I can put it right there and watch it run out. See, it runs right out. All right, so it was too much water. I could tell because I'm not using medium that it was real thin there. See the difference? Big difference. Okay. Now, as I'm stroking this, I want you to see that I am coming right here and making the depth. All right, now let me put it in the light so you still can't see that it's green. All right, so let's do a few more strokes. On this rose petal, I'm going up to a point a little bit more like some roses have. And now I could start seeing green there. I'm going to come back and get more green and more red. Now I need it for the depth. Do you remember me saying that? It's real important that I can see. Now you need dark to be able to see the next red. All right, the next row of petals. So I'm going to come here. I want to move this over so you guys can see this better. I'm picking up fresh red, and I'm going to come right here. Let's go a little bit closer. I'm going to come right here and do the bud. Now, you're not going to see that red on the bud unless you're over a darker color. So see that? I want to make sure you see it rise. It's got the layer on the outside edge there. Now watch, here's going to be the top. See, you can see that really well. And look, this comes around. Now watch me, I'm picking up mostly red is all I'm worrying about. Now I'm going to come out here and see how I can see that second layer because the green's over there. I added a little bit more green now. Now that one gets lost. So for that one, I need to layer heavier red. See, now you can see it. All right, this is perfect right now when we're watching this new. It is Christmas time. So American Beauty Rose with this deep red is beautiful for Valentine's, for Christmas. All right, so I made those so they looked like they were coming up a little bit. So I got the peaks and I didn't do a really strong ruffle. Okay, so look, I'm gonna come in here and come across. See, so you wanna layer just the edge, the chisel edge. See how I'm just putting red on the chisel edge? And the dark takes it into the rose to give it depth. All right? So can you see that? All right, now I can do a bud. So these are good strokes for you to practice, and I want you to practice. And if you would, please share with everybody so they see that this is a good lesson to go watch if they see it on our Facebook group. Okay? So many of you, I continue to put little lessons that will help you improve your strokes. All right, so like I can look at this, and if I want a little bit more in here, I can bring some dark in here. Like I felt like that was too big of a gap, and you can add a rose petal. You can come back on it, okay? Or instead of doing that, I could have just put a leaf. So I'm going to clean that brush. I didn't get my green. Let me grab my green real quick, my brighter green. This one's happy green. We can use happy green today. Okay, a little bit of happy green. And you're going to be happy the more you learn how to do strokes. That will make you feel successful. And so I am going to just dampen, lay my brush on a paper towel. And I just need a yellow with a sap green or a citrus green. Just you want it lighter. So you have the dark, this is a 12 flat. This was a 3/4 flat, okay? So look, I'm gonna come in here, let's come over here. So I can take and do the light green on the outside. All right, or let's try a dark green on the outside, the sap green. Let's see what we like best. I'm gonna put these little guys here first. These are slider leaves. All right, so let's put some dark sap green on the outside here. I'm gonna go back over this because it didn't turn out just like I wanted. All right, so I wanna make sure I have plenty of light green, happy green. Now I could use a 16 in here would be nice too. All right, so this is the difference. Is let's take a dark on the outside, and then let's just move the brush over. So from here to here, and leave the dark green in the same position. And it gives you the illusion of this one shading inside for depth. Do you see the difference? I kind of think that looks good instead of this or instead of this. All right, and then I'm going to come in here and we'll make a few little leaves going into the red rose bud. All right, and the beauty about one stroke painting is I don't like how I did that, so all I have to do is restroke on top of it. and it takes away from me getting into my big leaf. And I went over the red, which was wet, so I can restroke it. This lesson is also showing you little tricks on how to improve your leaves and how to fix things that you're not happy with. So think about that as you're doing this. I did this red rose on TikTok and it was 500,000 overnight. So I think red roses are America's favorite rose. But there you go. So look at the depth. I wanted to show you I'll just do it right here on my paper. I want to show you the difference in doing it black, but I'm going to be, I got water in there still. I'm going to be on white, the difference in this tan smooth paper and the white is going to be different though. So the black is just a little harsher. But look, now I can work this in and it makes the whole rose petal darker. So that might be okay for the back. But see how this is half and half and this blends it on into the petal. Okay. Now, see how I've gotten that? So the black's pretty predominant. Now look, I'm going to come in here and when I bring this, it's still, the black was just harsher. That's what I wanted to share with you. So it takes over a lot more than the sap did. So I can just get it on the edges. See, I still can hardly see this edge. There we go, a little bit better. And I can come around and around. Okay, so I want to show you the difference. Okay, there it is with the green. And there it is with the black. Okay, I choose the green, except I'm noticing the green is drying into the paper and it's getting lighter there. So I just probably need to add more apple into the sap. So as it's drying, I think there's a glow of the light too though. All right, there you go. So until next week, go practice making deeper colored petals and what colors you would use with it. The biggest mistake people make is they put the color on the outside edge and a light color in the middle. Then you get no depth. So just remember that. We need it to be darker in the middle. All right. Thank you guys. See you next week.